All right, and we're back for another Monday Fun Day. Woohoo! All right, so last Monday Fun Day, we talked about one type of complement, which was direct objects and indirect objects. And this Monday Fun Day, we're talking about a second type of complement, which is predicate nominatives and predicate adjectives. So we're going to start with predicate nominatives first. They are nouns or pronouns, just like direct objects were nouns or pronouns, but this is where they differ from direct objects. They come after a linking verb instead of an action verb. Remember, direct objects and indirect objects came after action verbs. Predicate nominatives identify the subject or refer directly to the subject or rename the subject. Those are different ways of thinking about what a predicate nominative's function is in a sentence. So it's a noun or pronoun, comes after a linking verb, renames, identifies, refers to the subject of the sentence. And here's an example sentence. Mr. Richards, I don't know him, but he must be pretty famous. Mr. Richards is the mayor. Is the linking verb, Mr. Richards is the subject, and the mayor is renaming who Mr. Richards is. Mr. Richards is what? Is who? Is the mayor. So it comes after a linking verb, it's a noun, and it renames the subject. It is a predicate nominative. Easy peasy. Okay, predicate nominatives versus direct objects. We kind of already talked about the difference between the two, but here's an example. Alice was, linking verb, a crazy cat. Predicate nominative. Because Alice was, linking verb, Alice was what? A cat. Okay, so it's a noun, it comes after a linking verb, and it renames the subject Alice. Then you have Alice captured, which is an action verb, a crazy cat. And so cat here is a direct object because Alice captured what? Cat. It's a noun, it comes after an action verb, and it answers what Alice captured. Okay, so that's the difference. See, it's really not that hard. Oh, that cat looks scary down there in the corner. Good thing it's almost Halloween. I guess it's fitting, otherwise I might have to delete that little bugger. Oops, I just turned British for a second. All right, so that was predicate nominatives in a nutshell. Let's move on to predicate adjectives. I guess you will never in a million years guess what part of speech a predicate adjective is. That's right. It's an adjective. It comes after a linking verb, just like a predicate nominative, and it describes the subject, which makes sense because adjectives are modifiers that describe nouns or pronouns. Here's another sentence about a cat. Woot woot. The cat is, guess what? That's right, crazy. Again. Okay, so in this sentence, is a linking verb, cat is the subject, the cat is what? It's crazy. It's an adjective that is describing the cat, so it's a predicate adjective. Fancy arrow again. All right, so predicate nominatives and predicate adjectives can be compound, just like you can have a compound subject, just like you can have a compound verb. So Ms. Silver is a teacher and a comedian. Ms. Silver is the subject, is the linking verb. Ms. Silver is what? Teacher, comedian. Compound predicate nominative. All right, this sentence shows how you can have the complements be one of them a predicate adjective and one of them a predicate nominative. Okay, and there's a big fancy word in here too. Okay, so the sentence says, the clown was funny and a prestidigitator. A prestidigitator. What? A prestidigitator. Okay, so clown is the subject. Was is the linking verb. The clown was what? Funny, which is an adjective, so that's a predicate adjective. Clown was a prestidigitator, which is a noun, so that is a predicate nominative. Now, one of the questions on the quiz for this video that you're going to need to know is, what is a prestidigitator? And guess what? I'm not going to tell you. You got to go look it up. Okay, so predicate nominatives and predicate adjectives rename or describe the subject. For example, Lester is a friend of mine. Lester is what? Friend renames Lester, so friend is a predicate nominative. Yay! Okay, moving on then. Another example would be Ainsley. Well, that's a name you don't hear every day. Ainsley is very beautiful. Ainsley is, linking verb is what? Beautiful. Beautiful describes Ainsley, so beautiful is a predicate adjective. Woohoo! All right, so predicate nominatives and predicate adjectives must follow linking verb. You can decide whether to use PN and PA or DO and IO by following these 3 simple steps. Number 1, remove the prepositional phrases, just like we did with direct objects. 2, find the verb of the sentence. And 3, you have to decide if the verb is an action or a linking verb. If it's an action verb, choose DO or IO. If it's a linking verb, you're going to choose PN or PA. Okay, and going back to the whole prepositional phrase thing, the reason that we cross those out, remember, is that the only thing inside a prepositional phrase is a preposition and the object of a preposition. So you're never going to find a predicate nominative or a predicate adjective inside a prepositional phrase. Okay, so this is one example, just to recap what we just talked about in case you don't quite get it. The top team is the Green Bay Packers. Okay, so to decide if it's a predicate nominative or predicate adjective, you have to ask if the word is a noun or pronoun, which would be PN, or an adjective, which would be a PA, remember. Okay, so you have 4 exercises on the back side of your notes, and what you need to do is you need to complete those before you come into class. Let's go over the directions together because each of them is different. So for set number 1, you're finding the predicate nominatives, and you're also labeling the subjects and verbs. So you're looking for nouns that follow linking verbs and that rename the subjects. And then for part 2, you're finding the predicate adjectives. You are going to label the subjects and verbs in this one also. But this time, you're looking for the adjective that comes after the linking verb that describes the subject. For part 3, you are deciding whether it's a predicate nominative or a predicate adjective and writing PN or PA on the line, and you are specifically looking at the words that are underlined. And then for the last part, the last set of 1 through 4, you're deciding whether each underlined word is a predicate nominative or a direct object. So here, you need to be thinking about whether the verb in the sentence is a linking verb or an action verb. Okay? And we will see how you did in class. And that's it for this round of Monday Fun Day. Bye-bye.